Hello and welcome to Pursuit of Perfect System. In this video we're going to be doing the review and the best bits for the HiFi Show Live 2017. Okay, just want to start by thanking HiFi News and in particular Paul Miller for organising such a great show, allowing me to really film obviously the show and cover the show, because it was, wow, what a great show it was. We had some serious high end and seriously high quality equipment on show there, and what a great weekend, what a lovely atmosphere. Everybody there seemed really happy, the people that I spoke to, everybody from all the manufacturers, distributors, exhibitors, everyone there was in good spirits, and I think they was enjoying the show and enjoying, the great atmosphere. I also want to thank, the manufacturers, the distributors and the exhibitors, obviously, for making a huge effort for the show. Some of them put on, fantastic demonstrations, put a lot of time and effort into the rooms, the demonstrations, the organisations, the music playlists, the organisation, the layout. There was so much kit there to look at. It takes a huge amount of effort organising, planning, and thank you very much to everybody involved. It was really appreciated and really enjoyable. I mean, for me, I found the show both aspirational and inspirational. Now, whenever you're looking at systems up in the hundreds of thousands of pounds, and you're looking at them and listening to them, wow, it can't be any more aspirational than that. But at the same time, it was inspirational to me. I came home from that show and straight away wanted to do better with my own system at home. So that was great, and I love being fueled and kind of driven like that. But more so than that, I literally spent about £50 or £60 on CDs. I bought loads of CDs because I got to listen to all different types of music that I'd never heard before, and all sounding fantastic. And straight away, right, I want to get those songs on my system to see how they sound by comparison. Now, I put up about 35 different videos for different rooms and things that obviously I got to see at the show. Now, if you look in the description below those videos, I've done my best to get the details of all the songs that were being played, find albums that they're on, and I've put Amazon links to all of them there. So if you click on those links, it will take you straight to the album, and you should be able to buy the record that you've heard, or some of them vinyl, some of them CD that you've heard and you liked. Now, obviously, by clicking on that link and doing that, you also support the channel, so that's really appreciated. Okay, so if anyone's interested, I've also written up an article for the show, for the time that I spent there, with some extra, behind the scenes and other details that were not videoed, that you've not seen before, and that won't be obviously in here. So if you go to the website, which obviously is displayed here, pursuitofperfectsystem.com, you'll see it on the homepage, you'll see a link, take you straight to it, and hopefully you enjoy reading that as much as you enjoyed watching the videos that I created. Okay then, on to the review for the show. Now, this is a high-end show. This is a showcase of high-end hi-fi equipment, and that is exactly what it is. It's a showcase of not only high quality electronics and expensive bits of equipment and boxes, etc. It's a showcase of high quality sound, a real showcase of it, and you literally go from room to room to room, and you get different versions of really high quality sound, and you don't always get that at hi-fi shows. So this really is a showcase for high quality audio, and I personally think there's something there for everybody. Everybody can get something out of it, regardless of what level. And again, the companies that are exhibiting there have made a huge effort to achieve this sound. So again, I can't applaud you for it, and I thank you for it, and I think it's fantastic, the effort that you've put in, and it really does show. It really does show. I mean, if you look through the videos that I've created, some of those videos sound fantastic, and you can imagine, if it sounds fantastic recorded through YouTube on video, then imagine how good it sounds in real life. That really is what it's all about. Okay then, what stood out to me at the show? Well, we have several what I would class as kind of super systems or super end systems, ultra high end systems. Now, Purdue, the distributor for some really big names, Nagra, YG Acoustics, a distributor obviously for those. They was kind of partial show supporters, I think, as well. Now, their room with the YG Acoustics Sonya XV, I think it is, or XY speakers, about I think £250,000 or so. Beautiful things. I mean, again, in the video, I think they look nice, but actually seeing them in the flesh, the way they radiate light, they are absolutely stunning speakers. And then you've got like a full NAGRA system there with, you know, monoblock amplifiers and stuff. That is a hugely aspirational system. That is an ultra high-end system. So to actually be able to sit and listen to that, you know, is a real treat. And to me, that is a super end system and a real standout system. Now, Absolute Sounds, the distributor for other high-end manufacturers such as Wilson Audio, D'Agostino Master Audio, DCS, obviously transparent cabling, plus their list goes on, doesn't it? Prima Luna, Martin Logan, you know, there's just too many even to even really think of. Sonus Faber. There's lots that they obviously distribute, but they had two rooms there. One was with the Magico speakers, with the Constellation Audio front end and a huge power amplifier, and the Metronome CD player and DAC. Now that is an unbelievable DAC. I just love looking at that, the way the top spins with the blue LED. That really is something special. And that was actually the first super system I listened to, and it was absolutely outstanding. I remember having a quick taste of Magico at the show last year, but it wasn't, you know, I literally had to nip out to get to something else. But this year I got to obviously film it all. Again, I was standing at the back. It's not the perfect listening location, but it just sounded glorious.
Vai, boiadeiro, que a noite já vem. Guarda o teu gado e vai pra junto do teu bem.
It had a lovely, you know, big scale presentation, which was clean, ultra clean and clear and transparent, and it's just mesmerising, spellbinding. It's the sort of sound you want to listen to all day. And the only disappointment of a demonstration like that is it ending, and you know you need to go and do something else. But wow, that was an amazing demonstration. Then the room kind of adjacent or next to that, with the Wilson Audio Alexia 2s, I think they were, speakers, with the Dane D'Agostino front end preamplifier, monoblock progression, monoblock amplifiers, and DCS digital source, yeah, DAC, etc. That was fantastic as well. That had real attack and drive to that system, which I don't think anybody was really expecting. That was really kind of sharp and like kind of attacking in sound, but just beautiful as well at the same time.
Down, diddy, down, diddy, down, diddy, down, down, down. Everywhere I look at people's hands, thrown up in the air to help them dance. Come on, baby, catch me if you can. I know you don't have any other plans.
So, you know, what a great kind of contrast between two super end systems. And then if you compare those two to the Purdue NAGRA YG Acoustics system, they're all completely different, but all phenomenal in their own way. So what a treat. Really enjoyed listening to those systems, so thanks very much. And again, check those videos out. They are they've come out really good, so please check those videos out. On to some rooms that stood out to me. Now there's a big list of rooms that stood out, but I'm going to start with the Sound Foundations room. Now they're a distributor for Gamma, Isotech, Furatech, Blue Horizon, and a few other obviously manufacturers. Clear Audio, obviously turntables. They're the distributor for those, and their room at the show last year was absolutely incredible, and this year was just as good. So you know that was a real standout room. Gamut speakers, Gamut power amplifier and preamplifier, Furatech cabling. You know the big Isotech. Mains conditioning, the Super Titan and the Super Genesis, I think it's called. So you know, that was a very high-end system with Gamma speakers. And that was just so musical and sweet sounding. It was a really standout room for sound quality. So well done, guys. That's the second year second year I've listened to a room put together by yourselves that's been ultra impressive. You know, and one of the ones you would quite happily want to take home with you if you could. Okay, the second room that was standout for me was the sound distribution room, which was Vivid Audio Gaia, I think G3 speakers in the white, beautiful white curved speakers with Mola electronics, which are Bruno Putzis, the guy who invented Encore, or Hypex, I think, amplifier modules. That's his range of equipment, and obviously he's kept a few little things there, you know, a special sauce or whatever it's called. Obviously, you know, he's kept that back for those products, and it really shows. It's the first time I've spent any time with kind of listening to Hypex based amplifiers and that obviously product range, and it was sounding absolutely fantastic.
C's a call for census. The boss wanna know what's going on, so Joseph and Mary hit the road.
And I had a similar-ish system in that same room last year, and this was a huge improvement this year overall. It was sounding rich, harmonically rich and full, which is, I think, great. And it was just so clean and clear and tight coming off those speakers. So that was, you know, one again I would want to put in my pocket and take home. Another room that was a standout was the KOG audio room. The KOG Audio are the distributor for companies like TNA, Ontrek, Vetus, and quite a few other very high-end and exclusive brands. And that system was consisting mostly of T plus A, not T and A, sorry, T plus A electronics and T plus A speakers, brand new speakers, the Talis, I think they were called speakers. And that was fantastic in its dynamics. It was sounding alive and dynamic and really kind of pumped up in terms of its sound, but in a good way.
Right cymbals glide on the afternoon.
And that was, you know, hugely impressive, and yeah, well done obviously to KOG Audio. Fraser, obviously from there you put together a fantastic room, and I think the guys at Shinyata came in with some power cabling and stuff like that, which obviously helped, because that was a fantastic sounding room, guys. Well done. The next room for me was the Bowers and Wilkins room. Now they was demonstrating their 700 series speakers. Now what really stood out about this was just how organised and how practiced they had set out a demonstration, and as they went through the range from the old CM range, I think it was, to the new 700 series and up the 700 series, at the back of the room where I was standing, you could clearly hear the improvements in scale, clarity, emotion, precision as you went up the range. Now, for that video, I literally had the camera, if you think the camera's there with the microphone on top, way above head height, just to be able to get any kind of clearance on the front stage of that. And so the video didn't come out fantastically well from a video point of view because of that. But even with the camera right at the back of the room, probably in the worst place you could put a microphone, you can still on the video hear the differences between those speakers. So just think how, you know, how dramatic that really was, you know, actually there at the time. And what a great demonstration.
But the warmth of your kiss I can't dismiss, though my past has left me bruised. I ain't hiding from the truth.
Bowers and Wilkins put a lot of effort into that room, as they always do, and they always do a fantastic demonstration. So well done, guys. We really appreciate that. It was, you know, a job very well done. Okay, next standout room for me was the KEV Chord Electronics and the Chord Company room. Now this is the same room as they used last year, with a bigger Chord Electronics system and the big Muo speakers, obviously from KEV. Now this year they was using the KEV reference, slightly smaller setup, obviously from Chord Electronics, but the sound this year was dramatically improved on last year. I actually think they're in a very difficult room there. It's like kind of like, it reminds me a little bit of a conservatory in terms of its shape, not so much its build, but it's a big echoey room, which is a really difficult room to, you know, to generate sound and generate good sound. Now this year they made more of an effort with the room, I think, and it really paid off, because this sound this year was fantastic. And actually having that big space to work in, sitting quite far back, gave it a very live and a very real sound to it, listening to the jazz music that obviously we listened to when we was there. So yeah, real impressive demo this year, and I really enjoyed it. So well done to Chord, KEV and Chord. Okay, another room to mention, the Metaxas and Sims room. Now this is the company that kind of sculpt their speakers out of, you know, solid pieces of aluminium, and they're beautifully sculpted like nothing you'll see ever. They're actually sculpted like a woman. Now unfortunately I shot some great footage of the rear of those speakers to get the shape, or at least I thought I did, and when I've checked back through, I was obviously standing there, moving up and down, and I wasn't recording, so schoolboy error there, which is a shame because I thought I'd captured really the shape of the rear of those, and they are shaped just like a woman. They are outstanding things to look at, but it was the sound coming from the tiny little Metaxas speakers that was probably the star of that, because these tiny little speakers, which are probably kind of what you would call big satellite type speakers, were putting out a huge scale sound that was really clean and clear with good amounts of bass. And that was just impressive. Now, they're beautiful things to look at, really unique, designed, perfectly finished, exquisitely finished speakers that sound great. So that's the first time I've listened to those speakers, first time I've seen them in the flesh, and they are better in the flesh than they are in photos, and they sound fantastic. So that was, very much a standout room.